Вы говорили о технологиях. А каково вот время внедрения их в массы? Ну, то есть, как бы, это все хорошо, когда, вот, когда мы видим, как они вроде как идеи реализуются, но когда люди начнут их использовать в массовом количестве, когда мы сможем их пожинать плоды этих технологий. Спасибо.
Yeah, it's a good question. The answer to when will people be using the technologies massively is yesterday. In fact, every time you swipe your credit card, do you use a credit card, sir? Does anybody not use a credit card? Raise your hand. Yeah, we all do. Okay, a few people don't. But most people do. And when you use a credit card, AIs are evaluating your credit risk. And if you fly in an airplane, AIs are helping manage the airspace. If you drive in traffic, AIs, maybe not so much here, but in many places, are managing the traffic flow. And if you blow into a respirometer to measure your airway pressure, that is often an AI system that's evaluating that. Sometimes radiology slides in medicine are evaluated that way. Or smears of cells are counted with AI. So AI is really embedded in the world all around you already, used by millions of people right now. So it's already happened.
Really? What
A gentleman. We'll come back to it if we have time. How are we doing on time?
I think we have 12 more minutes.
Okay, good.
I will ask an English question. Thank you very much for the lecture.
Yes.
So you mentioned that now it is very important to have exponential thinking. From your point of view, what kind of algorithms will are more perspective to solve this problem, to give some new results in this area? So, I mean, genetic algorithms or neural networks or something?
Yeah. So, you're familiar with genetic algorithms and with neural networks. These are different AI techniques that are used to model knowledge in various ways. The issue here is that there's not one road or one algorithm that is the penultimate algorithm. There are many different techniques. One that you might look at that's relatively new and very exciting, I think, is hierarchical temporal memories that were pioneered by Dalit George and Jeff Hawkins. Jeff was the guy who built the Palm Pilot, for those of you tracking personal digital devices. And that system attempts to emulate the neocortex's optical processing, visual processing system. And that system uses hierarchies, aggregated hierarchies, to do classification of various kinds. So Jeff wrote a book called On Intelligence. You can look at that. There's also a beautiful paper that they wrote if you're interested in the mathematical treatment, called The Mathematical Theory of Cortical Microcircuits, which I would commend to you. Also, there's a new package that's free. You can download it off the web, called the R programming language. It's out of New Zealand, but it has contributors from all over the world. And it is filled with all kinds of predictive analytic algorithms, like forests of decision trees and nonlinear modeling tools of all kinds. So you might look at that. You might also look at a paper by Peter Norvig from Google that was in the June 2009 IEEE Intelligent Systems Journal called On the Unreasonable Power of Data. It's a beautiful paper that you could run with. Yeah. Sir. English or Russian?
Russian.
Okay.
Здравствуйте, меня зовут Антон Погребной, я председатель студенческого научного общества Политехнического университета Санкт-Петербурга. У меня вопрос касательно инноваций в сфере технологий. Как вы думаете, какая научная отрасль, технологическая, научно-исследовательская отрасль будет локомотивом инновационного развития. Спасибо.
So it's a good question. I think the answer to that question depends on what time you're living in. So let's take the present. I think that we're right in the middle of a robotics revolution right now. You saw, I mentioned that Rodney Brooks had created the Baxter robot at Rethink Robotics. A whole lot of robots that are going to be popping up all over the world. That's going to be a very exciting industrial and economic opportunity for students that want to be startups. There's also simultaneously, and with a kind of longer time horizon, synthetic biology is a very exciting area. For those of you who are not familiar with this area, we've been able to read DNA with increasing speed and decreasing cost. So it's on a Moore's law curve, an exponential curve for decreasing cost and increasing speed. And what's changed now is we're going from reading DNA to writing DNA, to thinking of DNA as our programming language. And that has profound implications all over the map. And one of them is certainly business and economic implications. There are also ecological implications and ethical implications. But I do think it's an important area. I think it's going to be a very productive area. We just need to do it in a responsible way. Also, nanotechnology in a longer time horizon, 3D printing now, and there's lots of beautiful 3D printing work going on right now. You can buy a 3D printer for $1,000 US or less, even $500 now. Within 15 years or so, we'll be able to do atomically precise molecular manufacturing. And that will really blow the roof off of our relationship to molecules and matter, much like the computer changed our relationship with bits and information. Is that clear?
Yes, thank you very much.
Good.